obviously being with that group, from the start of the season, as assistant coach, I had a good relationship with the players. So that transition in terms of familiarity wasn't too stressful. They knew me, I knew them. They knew how I worked. I knew what they liked, what they didn't like, what made them tick. So also being with, we had a good idea what they needed to work on, what they needed to get better at. So from day one, it was about fixing the problems, making us defensively a little bit more sound, a little bit more compact, and giving us stability defensively, and also, keeping possession of the ball a bit better. I felt if we could fix those two things, it would give us a chance of firstly being competitive in games, and then secondly going on and winning games. And that's pretty much how the first game went in Ottawa. We possessed the ball well, so it was 1-1 for a while. And then if it's 1-1 away from home with 10 minutes to go, you give yourself a chance to win the game. We end up getting a goal within the final 5-6 minutes, and so getting that first win straight off the bat, particularly an away game, which the club had never won on the road before, that helped really kickstart everybody. It gave them an energy and a focus to finish off the remaining 13 games in a professional, strong fashion. I think we did. We picked up some good results in those last 13 or so games. It wasn't perfect by any means. The level that we require, the level that we want, we were never going to achieve that, during that period of time, but it was about picking up points, it was about being competitive, it was about building a foundation that we thought would set us up nicely for this season.
I'm sure some of the instability at the league level and then at the team level kind of threw a wrench maybe into some of your planning, or if you're comfortable going into that, what is that like as a coach when you're not certain what the structure of the league might be like, or even the team itself?
It was interesting because we finished the season and everything was fine, right? We identified very quickly players we wanted to add. Nathan as technical director, myself as a head coach. We knew where we needed to improve in terms of personnel. We knew who we didn't want to keep. We knew we'd identified the prospects that we wanted to bring into the team. So we were really ahead of the game. We felt, 2 weeks after the season had finished, we pretty much had our roster, whether they were currently signed or in the process of signing, or we knew we wanted to go get them. So we were building nicely. We were very comfortable, and then all of a sudden, probably around the end of November, December time, obviously there was the league, and the stability of the league became a problem, and then also our club, kind of out of the blue a little bit for us, really. The owner at the time, Mark Frisch, decided to step down, and it left us in a precarious position. So it wasn't just at a club level, but the league level as well. So it was like, well, are we even going to have a league? I mean, let's take care of that first, I guess. Will teams go USL? Is the NSL going to exist? Are they the two leagues going to merge? So there was a lot of questions that needed answered at the league level before the club itself could really decide where it was going to go. Fortunately for us, things fell into place. I wouldn't say we're in an ideal situation, but we have a league. We have 8 competitive teams, and we're one of them. So going back to our planning, we had planned our team. We had signed our players. We'd recruited them. We'd pick guys back up on their options. Then all of a sudden, we're in a position where we had to let players go, which we didn't plan on doing. And we're in a position that players that we'd identified wanted to bring in, we couldn't afford to pay them what they wanted anymore. So we had to kind of go back to the drawing board, look at what we had to work with, the players that we currently had, the money we had to work with, and then kind of design a new plan of attack. And that did mean losing out on some of our key targets, some of our prime targets. We just weren't able to bring them in. But we believe that because we're thorough, we had a plan B, a plan C, and a plan D. We had a list of 4 or 5 players for each position, so it was just a case of going to the next player. So the group we've managed to put together, we believe it's a good enough group to compete in this league. They're great human beings, they're talented, and now it's just a case of them coming together and being more comfortable with each other, but also understanding what we require from them, the way we want to play, their roles and responsibilities on the field, and that's not going to happen overnight. That's a process that could take 3, 4, 5, 6 months for them to become fully comfortable with their position in this team and what we require from them on the field.
Apart from player recruitment, what other sort of limitations have you experienced as a coach by being league owned and having maybe a smaller operating budget than a lot of the the Cosmos or the Deltas, for instance?
I mean, just the resources. We're all wearing 2 or 3 different hats. We're cooking food for the players for lunches, for dinners, so we can feed them in between days that we have double sessions. We've got players' wives cooking food for the players because we can't afford to cater. We can't afford to travel, so everything we're doing is here, which is fine. The players understand the situation. They're coming into work every day with the right attitude. They're coming in ready to fight for the position on the team, ready to fight to make this club better, to make this team better, and also to become better players themselves. So, it can get frustrating when you look around and you see what other teams are getting to do. The resources they have to work with, the facilities they're currently training in, the teams they're playing against, whether it's international teams abroad or even within the States, MLS teams and involved in certain tournaments and stuff for pre-season. But you can't get wrapped up in that, because I truly believe it is just all fluff. That's just the extra stuff. It's what you do every day on the training field, whether you're at your home location or whether you're in another city, another zip code, another country. It's the work you do ultimately. So if we come in every day with the right attitude, and the players come in every day with the right attitude, and the goal every day is just to become a better team, then we're okay with where we are. We're okay with what we're working with. It's actually bringing the guys together. They're fighting for each other. They're galvanized. They've got each other's backs. There's a togetherness in the group that happened very quickly. And I think a little bit was down to the fact that, we've got to roll up our sleeves here. This is not glamorous. This is a case of let's get to work. Let's put on the jersey. Let's wear it with pride, and let's try and win some games for this city. So it's been okay.
What would you like to see for the Armada? What needs to be addressed or fixed with potential new ownership, or for this club to move forward? What would you like to see?
I think the club needs stability now. From a playing level, from a technical staff level, there's been a lot of change, a lot of turnover in the last 2.5, 3 years or so. From a front office level, there's been a lot of turnover. So to build relationships with players, to build relationships with the city, to build relationships with businesses in the city, you need stability. You need familiar faces now. They have to be the right people, of course. It's not just a case of keeping someone in a job just for stability's sake. It has to be the right people. But this club right now, the fans, the players, the front office, the city, the sponsors, the corporate businesses we work with, deserve some stability now. And we deserve just to come to work every day and work hard and build this club. And we've almost started again. We're going to year 3, but it's almost like, okay, let's build it from the ground up again. And that's what we've done with the playing staff. It's almost a new group of players out there. There's 5 or 6 holdovers, good players that we managed to keep. But the other 15, 16 players, it's a new players, a new group, and it's a new staff. It's a new day. So we've just got to come to work every day, do our best every day, work our hardest every day, put in the hours that are required, demand of each other. We demand a lot of each other as staff. We demand a lot of the players every day. We work them hard every day. And if we do that, if we stick to that principle, if we stick to that work ethic, it can only make you better, it can only make you stronger, it can only make us a better team and a better club.
Are you optimistic that maybe some of the things off the field are moving in the right direction?
Oh, definitely. The league, the guys that are coming from the league, and obviously Rishi as the leader of the interim commissioner of the league itself, they've done a great job. The front office is moving in the right direction. There's a focus to them. There's a direction to them, which wasn't there for a while. They were working hard within their departments, but now there's banks to the river. There's a direction that they're all going in, and that's down to Brian, Rishi himself from the league, coming in, spending time with them in the front office, spending time with us, giving us information, giving us advice, and everyone's started to pull in the right direction now. We now have a cause, a reason to work every day. There's a club, there's a league, there's a team, there's sponsors out there, there's tickets to sell. There's a home opener on April 2nd that we want to fill. So there's a purpose to the work now, and that's definitely been helped by the staff at the league office that have been fantastic for us.